Hey everybody, Tosan here, bringing you another classic WoW Hunter Guide. This one is Slaying Them Demons for your Rhok'Delar and Lok'Delar weapon combo. So, once you've got your Ancient Petrified Leaf and your Mature Black Dragon Sinew, you want to head over to Fellwood to the Iron Tree Woods, where you talk to some big tree folk and turn in the quest. And this will start you on the next quest, which is to slay 4 special demons around the world. Now, let me mention this right off the bat. I've never done this before, nor have I ever seen it done before, but I did skip through some guides that people were linking from way back in the day in my stream chat. I was doing this on stream, so a lot of people were giving me some helpful tips and stuff, and I wanted to pass that along because it was rather easy. And I've seen and heard about lots of hunters struggling with it. I've heard of some hunters that have had their leaf for weeks and still can't get it done for some reason, which kind of blows my mind. I mean, you're sitting on an awesome weapon combo here and you just can't unlock it? F that. So it was quite a bit easier than I expected, and I'm not going to show you the full quote-unquote proper way to do all the demons. I'm going to show you how to do it as fast and easy as possible, because let's face it, when you get the Ancient Leaf and the Sinew, you just want these awesome weapons as soon as possible, right? And we don't need to do it the right way, because we're not little punk-ass bitches. So, I want to point out you do not absolutely need these things, but this will make it easier and faster if you want to be sure and try to maybe 1 or 2 shot all of them. I've never done them before, so I didn't really entirely know what to expect except what stream chat was telling me. And I noticed when Sedu was getting his weapon on his alt hunter that people were giving him a lot of bad advice, saying you need to do this or you need to do that, which I knew was complete BS because I had just done it a few days prior to reading all this, and they were giving a lot of bad advice. So I don't want you guys to have to deal with the hard way. We're gonna do it the quick and easy way. So, as for these things listed on your screen, again, they'll just make it a lot easier, but you don't necessarily need them. The Elixir of Demon Slaying will just mean you're doing a lot more damage, so you'll kill them faster, and maybe not have to deal with running out of mana and reducing yourself to auto-shotting and stuff like that. The Shadow Protection Potion I ended up using against the demon in Silithus, because I really didn't know what to expect for his damage. I ended up using it, but I don't think I even had to use it. I just did it because I just wanted to one-shot it and get the quest over with. Some people recommended the Nature Protection Potion for the Succubus chick, but I ended up not needing it at all because you can use Aspect of the Wild against her, and I'll get into that when I show you the fight, but you might not need the Nature Protection Potion at all. I didn't use it, but some people recommended it, so maybe if you don't have much health and your gear is not nearly as good as mine, then maybe it'll come in handy so you can bring it if you're struggling with it, but you don't necessarily need it. The Restorative Potion, also, you do not need. This is just a backup plan if you happen to get too close to the demon and he puts this powerful debuff on you that turns you into a demon yourself, and it does huge damage over time. The Restorative Potion will dispel this and give you a fighting chance, so if you don't want to reset the fight and you accidentally get too close to him, then you can maybe still just one-shot him with this potion anyway, instead of having to run back and redo it. And for the Silithus demon, if you have a Warlock buddy that you can duel and put Curse of Recklessness on you, you can avoid the fear mechanic in this fight entirely. Again, this isn't needed, but I did it this way because it's super duper easy and makes it so fast. So why do it the slower, harder way when you could just bang it out real quick and get your awesome weapons? Something that's very important to know is you must do these fights without any help, not even your pet. Do not summon your pet. If you feign death, it'll reset the fight. If you use your pet, it'll reset the fight. If any player, Horde or Alliance, comes and helps you fight it, it will reset and despawn the demon, and you'll have to wait for him to reset. The reset timer is like 15-ish minutes nowadays. It used to be a lot longer, but it's not that bad. But if anybody helps you, it will reset. Now, you can get pre-buffed before you go and do these fights, but if anybody casts any sort of friendly spell on you or an offensive spell on the demon, it will reset the demon, so you have to do it yourself. So the first demon that I did was in Winterspring, and he's in the northeast side of Winterspring. What you want to do is turn on demon tracking. Even though all of these demons are in disguise in some sort of humanoid form, like a troll, a tauren, a human, whatever, you can still see them on the map with track demons. They all have fairly large areas that they can patrol around, so track demons will just help you pinpoint them, and I will link classic Wowhead links for each of these bosses in the info section so you can see exactly where to find them. So first one up is Artorius the Amiable. But that's a fake name, don't fall for it, he's actually the Doombringer, and he's super spooky. So once you find this walking cheeseburger, you're going to talk to him, and then you want to back off a little bit, because after he does a little crap talking dialogue, then he's going to transform into his true form and then just stand there waiting for you to attack him, unless you're already in attack range. So this is the only demon I died to, because once he got as close as he is to me right now, I was like, hey, he didn't debuff me yet. The range must be shorter than people say. I guess it's not that it's shorter, it's just that he maybe doesn't always immediately cast it once he's in range. So I got a little too comfortable and let him get too close to me. And you know, I figured let's kill him as fast as possible. Let's throw in some auto shots and some multi shots, etc. But I let him get too close and he debuffed me. So, big mistake. So, although you don't need the restorative potion, if you screw up like I did, you could just pop the restorative potion and not have to reset the fight and try it all over again. But again, it's absolutely not necessary. You can just range kite him the proper way and take a little bit more time to kill him and not be impatient like me. So first, I would recommend clearing the trash mobs in between you and your smooth kiting path, because if you have to stop and dodge mobs that might daze you with aspect of the cheetah, it's just going to make it way more annoying and it might actually get you killed. So the right way to do it, after you've cleared a decent amount of trash, to make it easy, set a freezing trap, go for your big wombo combo, because you know, the more damage you can get, the better before you have to start kiting. We are going to ignore the fact that I forgot to put on True Shot Aura because I was usually using my Dire Maul farming spec, and I totally forgot that I respected True Shot, so herp a derp derp. So, do the first aim shot thing, and then kite him into a trap. Oh look, I didn't properly kite him into my trap. I'm bad. But it doesn't matter, because it's easy anyway. So these demons periodically dispel debuffs on themselves, a fact I did not know at the time, and I just thought I forgot to put it up or something. Then later it dawned on me that he's dispelling it. So all you're going to really do is Serpent Sting and Arcane Shot rank 1 kite him if you want to be real safe and efficient about it. However, I didn't bother doing this. I ended up spending a bunch of mana doing other things like concussive shotting him and then weaving in multi-shots and auto shots where I could while he's slowed. You can safely get some shots in while he's slowed with concussive shot, but again, it's not necessary at all. Just keep a max rank Serpent Sting on him. You can concussive shot him every once in a while like I did if you want, and maybe go for some autos and stuff. Just make sure you stay at max range the whole time. I ended up chugging a mana potion because, you know, I farmed a million of them from Dire Maul, so it didn't really matter to me. And again, I just want to kill this guy as fast as possible. I was using max rank Arcane Shot as well, which isn't exactly mana efficient, but F it. But if you just low rank Arcane Shot to be a mana efficient way to stop him from resetting, while keeping Serpent Sting on him, I mean, you can do concussive and auto here and there if you want. I would still recommend bringing mana potions just in case. I mean, why not? Why the freak not? They're not that expensive, and if you've been Dire Maul farming, then you should have plenty to go around, and you want to make this as easy as possible. So, bring some mana potions, whatever. Once he's lower on health, he's obviously going to start running slower, so you can get more auto shots and multi-shots in and stuff like that. And boom, he's dead. Grab his head and head over to the next demon location. The next demon you'll find in Burning Steppes, he's called Franklin the Friendly. Spoiler alert, he's definitely not friendly. His real name is Klinfran the Crazed. So we could do the real strategy, which involves using max rank Scorpion Sting every time he enrages. This guy will periodically enrage, and you gotta Scorpion Sting him to make him do 1 damage per hit or whatever instead of 300% damage. Because he's really scary when he enrages. So typically you'll just Scorpion Sting the enrage off, and then wing clip kite him and kill him like that. But screw all that noise, just cheese this idiot with the tree. Just follow this noob until he gets close to that tree you're gonna see right next to a crater, which is right next to the road. Eventually he'll path over here, so once you get close enough, you can just start the encounter and drag him to this big tree. Now you can jump up and down this tree at the very tip of it where it's nearly touching the ground. But because it's not touching the ground, he's going to redirect his pathing to go all the way around the tree and climb up the big stump part of the tree. And then you just jump off the tip of the tree, and guess what? He has to path all the way back around. Easy way to knock this fight out without trying too hard and wasting time. Oh, we could do it the right way and always Scorpion Sting his enrage off and wing clip him and kite him for days, but guess what? If you kite this big idiot all the way across the road in this zone, you're way more likely to run into a good Samaritan who's going to try to help you kill this big demon, not knowing that if they help you, it's going to reset the fight. So you're way less likely to run into that here. You can just cheese this idiot down really easily. Yeah, he's pretty durable, so it might take a little while. As you can see, I get nearly out of mana, but technically you can just kill him with auto shots and stuff. I used a potion, again, because I'm impatient and I don't want to wait forever. Not necessary, but the faster this idiot dies, the less likely someone's going to reset the fight, and the faster I can get my awesome weapons. So grab that well-earned demon head, and head over to Ungoro Crater. Actually, you don't have to do it in this order, but this is just the order I did it. Then you're going to find Simone the Inconspicuous, but her real identity is Simone the Seductress. Now, this is one of those fights where some people were like, OMG, you absolutely must kill the pet first. I promise you don't need to kill the pet. You can do that if you want. Both ways work just fine. So the first encounter I tried to kill the pet, I forgot why, but I did something wrong, I think, and I feigned death and reset the fight because she was right here, not far away. So just feigning death gives me a restart. I started the fight without paying attention that I still had the minus ranged attack power debuff on me. It's a very long debuff that gives you minus 1500 ranged attack power. So my aim shot wasn't super big, but it honestly was not as weak as I expected it to be. So here I trapped the pet and I did my normal start with her. So you're gonna see me Scorpion Sting her a few times. I don't know why. I guess I was just kind of tired, but my muscle memory was kind of garbage, and instead of hitting Viper Sting, I was instinctively hitting Scorpion Sting by mistake, and I kept saying oops immediately when I did it. But as you can see, her nature damage is not that strong, and with this minus 1500 ranged attack power debuff, look how fast you can kill her just meleeing her. It's insane. You don't even need to use ranged all the time. You can actually just melee the crap out of her. And then when she casts Chain Lightning, you can Viper Sting her and it'll silence her or whatever, interrupt the cast. You could also just ranged kite her the whole time, and even with the debuff, you'll still eventually kill her. It's not the end of the world. But either way works, like I said. You can just wing clip the dog and not wing clip her at all. There I go Scorpion Stinging again by accident. Tried to cover up that embarrassing mistake with a Viper Sting, but it didn't work. But as you can see, they're doing very little damage to me anyway. I threw an Iron Grenade because I have a million of them and I said F it, and it's just like an instinct, but it's not necessary. As you can see, she honestly doesn't do very much damage when you have Aspect of the Wild on. And frankly, the dog barely does any damage as well. This fight is actually quite easy. I'm not even wing clipping him the entire time. I let him pound on me for a little bit, and then I wing clip him. I would recommend just wing clipping the dog for the most part, and you don't need to wing clip her at all. I only did it, again, out of habit. I had a health stone on me because that warlock gave me an extra one earlier, so I just used it because, again, why not? Use whatever you have, whatever makes it faster and easier. Your goal is to get that sick weapon. So the debuff doesn't make you do garbage damage, obviously. Even with the 1500 minus ranged attack power debuff, you still hit pretty hard. But look, with Aspect of the Wild, you don't even really need the nature resist pot. Maybe if you're terribly geared it'll help, but she barely does any damage at all. I even screwed up silencing her several times, and here I am just tanking the dog and her with, you know, just Aspect of the Wild up. And it was still super duper easy. Wasn't even close to dying. So you obviously don't need to kill the pet. You can just wing clip the pet and shoot her the whole time, or you can wing clip the pet and just melee her the whole time, or you can just tank the pet for half the time. It doesn't really matter. It's really easy. And you don't have to melee her as much as I did. I just like big fat raptor strikes with the Savage Strikes talent and a Barbarous Blade. But you could honestly just use range the entire time. Your ranged attacks still do plenty of damage even with the debuff. You can do it either way. You could kill the pet if you want, but I don't see a reason to kill the pet. It's just a waste of time in my opinion. He barely does any damage and he's really easy to kite. And with Aspect of the Wild, she'll barely do any damage to you with her lightning spells, even if you screw up the Viper Sting Silence a bunch of times like I did. And last but not least, you have Solenor the Slayer, who first appears as a little gnome called Nelson the Nice. But pro tip, he's not nice at all. In fact, he's a huge dick. Now when I first got here, I saw another hunter fighting him and struggling very hard. Obviously, if he's enraged and you let him melee you pretty hard, you can just die. So this poor hunter had to reset the fight. Now, before you think I'm a huge a-hole and that I was just going to claim this demon from this hunter who was already here first, he said he failed like 20 times already so that I could give it a go. So I promise I'm not super rude. Now, like I said, I like to get an easy quest finish, so I got Curse of Recklessness and a health stone just in case. Again, I didn't know what to expect. Now, the strategy calls for you frost trapping this guy first, because he starts the fight enraged. Now, other guides and people in my stream told me that you should get him into a frost trap at the beginning, like probably when he's a gnome, just set it on top of him and then he'll become a demon and get hit by the frost trap, which will get rid of his enrage effect, and then you could just feign death and reset the fight. But it seems like once his beetles triggered my frost trap and he walked in it, I guess he lost the enrage effect anyway just by walking through it, so I don't really see the need to reset the fight. all you really have to do is wing clip this guy with the max rank wing clip, remember, and he'll just be rooted for 30 seconds, and you can simply nuke him while avoiding these incredibly slow moving beetles. A lot of people use other weird strategies like, you know, explosive trap the beetles and volley the beetles and all these other dumb, useless, you know, tactics, but, you know, I'm sure it's a lot harder with the fear mechanic, but if you just take Curse of Recklessness, it's super easy. Just root him and nuke him. That's all you gotta do, really. Now, I noticed that I was taking some damage from that debuff he puts on me, and I don't know how much shadow damage it actually does, but again, I just was interested in one-shotting this guy and getting the quest done so I could get my sweet weapons, so I said screw it. I paid for the Shadow Protection Potion. I don't know if I even need it, but I consumed it anyway, and I used the Warlock's Health Stone that he gave me, just because why not, right? But as you can see, I didn't come close to dying. I don't know if I needed to use the Shadow Protection Potion or the Health Stone, but I did it anyway. There are other guides that'll tell you how to do it the right way without cheesing it with a Warlock, but I don't give a duck. I just want to kill this stupid demon and get my sick weapons. I have so much gold from doing Dire Maul runs, I decided to give this guy 20 gold to help me. My guildie was totally willing to fly out there and help me for free, but I didn't want to wait for him because I'm impatient. So I found a Warlock in the local area and said, hey, you want 20 gold real quick? That's how impatient I am. I just threw money at this guy. And then, because I felt bad for this poor other hunter that was struggling to do it, so I offered this Warlock an extra 20 gold to come back and help this hunter do it as well whenever the demon respawns. Because I'm such a nice guy, and that's my good deed for the year. And I bumped into that Warlock later, and he said the hunter did complete the quest, so bravo, buddy. Enjoy your weapon. So that concludes Tosan's super easy mega cheese guide for completing the Rhok'Delar Lok'Delar combo. Don't forget, there are links in the description for Wowhead that will show you all the pathing locations of these demons, so you can have a little less trouble finding them. Don't forget to use demon tracking. Anyway guys, hope some of you found this guide useful. Thanks for watching as always, and peace out.